Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, September 25th. Another beautiful morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. A comfortable air mass, quite nice all day today. It does turn warmer tomorrow afternoon and breezy ahead of the next frontal system. High temperatures probably in the mid to upper 80s across the DC, Philadelphia, New York City corridor, but then turns more pleasant again for Friday. And then warmer again on Saturday as we begin the weekend, only to be followed by yet another comfortable air mass for the early part of next week. It looks like Sunday and Monday, quite pleasant indeed. Meanwhile, the tropics remain quite active. Actually, 4 different systems out there in the Atlantic Basin right now. Appears to be no imminent threat to the U.S. mainland. 3 of them are over the Atlantic Ocean. We'll take a look at that over the next couple of minutes. First, I'd like to start off with the latest sea surface temperature anomaly chart across the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Quite interesting indeed. First of all, jumps out at you is this very warm, a large area of warmer than normal conditions tucked in south of Alaska off the west coast of the U.S. This very well could play a big role in our winter in the eastern U.S. as well as the central U.S. Notice cooler than normal conditions. The eastern part of the tropical Pacific Ocean, but warmer than normal in the western part of the equatorial part of the Pacific. Another interesting feature here, this large area of cooler than normal conditions off the southeast U.S. coastline, really the result of Hurricane Dorian and Hurricane Umberto, which both moved over this area at a slow rate, caused some upwelling that brought some colder water from underneath up to the surface. Still sitting in that particular region right now, and it could have an inhibiting effect on tropical activity over the next several days. Well, here's the latest official positioning of the tropical systems in the Atlantic Basin. First of all, a system here in the southern part of the Gulf of Mexico looks like it'll be pushing that way, and again, not an imminent threat to the U.S. mainland. Jerry has become kind of extratropical. Tropical Storm Karen and Hurricane Lorenzo. None of these, though, at the current time look like an imminent threat to the U.S., but of course, we'll continue to monitor the situation over the next few days. Well, let's take a look at last night's 6Z GFS model run. We'll kind of walk through this over the next several days. High pressure in control right now. Again, another delightful day in the Mid-Atlantic region throughout much of the eastern U.S. Let's push forward here. One tropical system pushes away from the U.S. East Coast. High pressure still in control. And again, we'll warm up tomorrow afternoon here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Perhaps a mid to late afternoon shower associated with the next frontal system. But that basically comes through dry here along the I-95 corridor. And then yet another nice air mass arrives for the end of the work week, all supported by high pressure over the Ohio Valley by tomorrow night. It'll turn warmer tomorrow afternoon ahead of the front, breezy conditions as well in the I-95 corridor region, and then turn cooler again late tomorrow night following the passage of that weak frontal system. Then as we go into the weekend, this high pressure shifts off the eastern seaboard in time for a warm-up on Saturday, but then another frontal system pushes in, probably rain-free again on the dry side with this frontal passage by the second half of the weekend. Maybe a scattered shower or two around Saturday night. Then more comfortable air supported by high pressure to the north arrives for Sunday. Here's that high to the north. And notice a lot of blues showing up here. This is the first snowstorm of the season for the northern part of the U.S. And here we go by the latter part of the weekend. Substantial snow. Significant accumulating snow across places like western Montana, going into Wyoming as we go to the latter part of the weekend. And this comfortable air mass sits in place here for Sunday and Monday. So kind of an up and down pattern in terms of temperatures here in the Mid-Atlantic region, with several comfortable air masses coming our way over the next 5 to 7 days or so. Tropical activity remains quite active, but again, no imminent threat to the U.S. We'll, of course, continue to monitor that over the next few days. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.